Hi fellas, this is Schematics again to the solution. Welcome back to another video tutorial. I'm really glad that you are here for the solution. Well, I'm going to give you the solution, okay? So don't worry. So today we're gonna study this question, okay? This question refers to the structure of elements, okay? So let us at first read this question. The table below, which is incomplete, refers to the elements as sodium to sulfur. So here the sodium to sulfur, so it has moved from period 3, okay, along the period 3. So this we can say that this moves from along period 3. All right, so if we move along the period 3, so there is one trending that atoms become smaller, nuclear charge increases, shielding remains the same, and there is increase in force of attraction between uh, valence electrons and nucleus. So we have discussed this earlier. So now let us complete this table. So just read the question, okay? The table below, which is incomplete, refers to the elements sodium to sulfur. Okay, so these are the elements given. Melting temperature low. Okay, then structure, electrical conductivity. Complete the melting temperature row by using the words high or low. Complete the structure row by using only the words giant or molecular. Complete the electrical conductivity row by using only the words high or low. So in here, let us at first analyze these elements. So in here, this is group 1 element, this is group 2, as usual, this is group 3, this is group 4, group 5, okay, group 6. So we all know that group 1 metals are soft, so it will have low melting temperature. Okay, structure is metallic, structure is giant metallic structure, since they have asked us to complete with giant or molecular. So obviously the structure for sodium, the structure for sodium is giant, gigantic, okay, gigantic, giant, okay. So electrical conductivity, obviously the electrical conductivity is really high since it is a metal, group 1 metal. So the only defect that group 1 metal has, the only defect, family defect that group 1 metal has, for particularly sodium, is soft. It's really soft. Since this metal is really soft, so it will have low melting temperature. And since why it is soft, that's because the valence electron that sodium has, the valence electrons of group 1 is one electron. It has one valence electrons in its outer shell, so that's why this makes the um, forces of attraction between the delocalized electrons and metal ions. I don't want to make it complicated, okay? So is weak. That's why it has low melting point relative to other metals, not other non-metals. So it will have high melting temperature other than what metals, non-metals, other than metals, non-metals, other than non-metals, it will have relative high melting temperature with respect to other non-metals, okay. So here, so let us finish this. So this is group 2. This will have high melting temperatures. Group 2, generally group 2 metals have high melting temperature. The structure is also once again giant metallic structure, and it will have high electrical conductivity since it is a metal, okay, since it has valence electron. So metals of aluminium, obviously melting temperature would be high, okay, since it has metallic structure and it has 3 valence electrons in its outer shell. Okay, so aluminium has 3 valence electrons, and let me write this down here. Na will have 1 valence electron. Then magnesium will have 2 valence electrons. Sodium will have 1 valence electrons in its outer shell. Magnesium will have 2 valence electrons in its outer shell. Aluminium will have 3 valence electrons in its outer shell. So that's make it its characteristics. This makes the metals have its own characteristics. Okay, these valence electrons are the responsible for the characteristics, individual characteristics of the group of each group. Okay, so for these valence electrons, the group 1 metal will have its own group 1 metals. A whole group 1 metals will have its own characteristics. For this valence of electrons, 2 valence of electrons of magnesium, group 2 metals generally have 2 valence electrons in its outer shell. So this will have a particular characteristics for group 2. And aluminium, as it is, just like the characteristics will depend on the valence electrons. That's it, as simple as that. Okay, so once again, the structure for aluminium, since aluminium is a metal, so it will have giant metallic structure. They didn't ask us to write down the giant metallic structure, they only prefer giant, so that's why we are writing only giant. So if they give us to write if they told us to write giant giant metallic structure, then we can write giant metallic structure, but for now we will write giant only. Okay, so electrical conductivity, obviously, since it is a metal, it will have high conductivity of electricity. Okay, high electrical conductivity, since it any element that has valence electrons, free electrons, obviously it will conduct electricity, as simple as that. And normally, usually metals have valence electrons, so that's why it conducts electricity. Okay, so now let's move on to silicon. So melting temperature of silicon is high. I am explaining this later on, just let us complete this thing at first. Giant, well, the silicon element lies on group 4. Okay, so we also know that carbon, let us see what does the group 4 elements are. So carbon is, let me have a look on periodic table. Well, carbon first come first, then silicon. Well, here is my pen. So carbon comes first, then silicon. So this is carbon. The first group 4 is the first group 4 element is carbon, then silicon. Okay, since carbon and silicon are in the same group, so they will have similar characteristics, and we all know that carbon exists in giant structure in the nature. So the silicon will have the similar properties as carbon, since they both exist in the same group. Okay, since they both lie in the same group, since they both lie in the same group, so they will have similar properties. Okay, so since carbon has a giant molecular structure. Okay, giant molecular structure, the silicon, it is also expected that silicon will have also giant molecular structure. Okay, giant molecular structure, this will also have giant molecular structure, just like silicon dioxide. Okay, compounds like silicon dioxide, etc, etc. So that's why it will have high melting temperature, since it has a giant molecular structure. Molecular, I repeat again, giant molecular, not giant metallic, it is giant molecular. Since it is non-metal, since group 4 metals are since group 4 elements are non-metal, since group 4 elements are non-metal, so it is expected to have giant molecular structure in group 4 elements. Okay, so as it is silicon, then this should be giant molecular, not giant, sorry. Once again, they have asked us to write molecular. So if they told us to write a giant molecular, then we are happy to write giant molecular. For time being, we will write molecular. Okay, so this is how it is. So now let us I hope that you have understood these things. If not, please let me know, in the comment section. Okay, so now uh, let us move on to the next group. So the next group is group 5, which is phosphorus. So phosphorus has low melting temperature. Since it is non-metal, non-metal always have a low melting temperature. Did I make any mistake? Yeah, wait a minute. Oh, sorry fellas, this should be giant, not molecular. Okay, well, let me repeat this again. Silicon lies in group 4. Okay, silicon lies in group 4. So normally group 4 elements form giant molecular structure, just like carbon. Since carbon forms giant molecular structure, so other elements in group 4 will act similarly like carbon, just like that. Because of its 4 valence electrons, it can form giant molecular structure. So in here, since carbon can form giant molecular structure, silicon can also form giant molecular structure, just like carbon, since they both are in the same group. So yeah, so silicon, since it has giant molecular structure, since it can form giant molecular structure, silicon can form giant molecular structure. So melting temperature would be high, and the structure would be giant. Okay, here they meant was giant means macro, giant means really big, and molecular means simple. Okay, now I have understood why did I make the mistake here. This molecular means simple molecular compounds, just like simple molecular substance. So simple molecular substance exist in non-metals only. Okay, non-metals elements or non-metals compounds, any one of them. Okay, so here they meant was uh, here they wanted to meant was here they meant was uh, this molecular is simple. Okay, so molecular is the molecular simply means simple molecular structure, just like oxygen molecules, then sulfur S8 molecules, then phosphorus, just like that. So this thing actually means a simple molecular structure, and this giant means giant can be a giant metallic structure, giant covalent structure. Okay, giant molecular structure. Since these are all metallic up to aluminium, so we have written giant. And for silicon, since it exists as giant covalent structure or giant covalent structure, there is no such thing as molecular. Yeah, I know, sorry for my mistake. Covalent, I messed up, fellas. I really messed up. I don't know why. I always messing up with words. It's my mistake. Okay, I'm really sorry for that, fellas. Please forgive me, please, please. Okay. Human makes mistake, man. So okay, so we have came to know that Group 4 elements generally form giant covalent structure. Just like carbon forms giant covalent structure like diamond, uh, graphite, okay, diamond, graphite. Just like that, silicon also forms giant covalent structure. So that is why we are writing the structure of the atoms of silicon as giant, not molecular. Molecular is for simple molecular structure, okay, for non-metals which exist as simple molecules. So in here, silicon doesn't exist as simple molecules; it exists as giant atomic structure, okay, giant covalent structure. So silicon exists as giant covalent structure, not giant molecular. I am really sorry for that, fellas. I was wrong. Now I am right. Giant covalent structure. Structure. And we can't break it. Really sad. So in here, um, since it has giant covalent structure just like carbon, so it is expected to have high melting temperature for silicon, and the structure is giant. We already know why. I hope that you have understood, and I hope that I can make your confusion clear. Okay, if you are still confused about this thing, please let me know in the comment section. I am happy to help you out. Okay, so now let us move on to group 5, that is phosphorus. Phosphorus lies on group 5. So we all know that group 5 and group 6 elements are non-metals. So they are expect so we expect them to have low melting temperature. Okay, and these would also have low melting temperature, since group 5 and 6 are non-metals. Okay, since they are non-metals, so they are expected to have, these group 5 and 6 are non-metals. Let me write it here, non-metals. Okay, non-metals. Oh, today I have made so many mistakes, sorry fellas. I'm just tired of making mistakes. Okay, so in here group 5 and 6 are non-metals. Cool. So definitely they will definitely they will have melting temperature low. Definitely they will have low melting temperature, and their structure is molecular, as simple as that. Okay, molecular. They will have simple molecular structure. Electrical conductivity low, almost negligible. Since they are non-metal, so they will have definitely they will have low electrical conductivity, since they have suggested either to write high or low melting temperature. So if they didn't mention any of these things, then we would like to write negligible electrical conductivity, or very low electrical conductivity, or almost no electrical conductivity. So they have suggested us to write only high or low electrical conductivity. So in here, for non-metals, this will have low electrical conductivity. The same goes with phosphorus, and the same goes with sulfur. Okay, so fellas, the video is getting longer, and I don't want to be longer because it makes you bored. Yes, I know fellas, chemistry are pretty boring subject, and it's really hard to deal with it. I'm talking from my personal experience, fellas. I know your pain. The exam is pretty close, and you need to see this whole shitty video. Sorry fellas. So I just want to make everything clear. I just want i just want to be assured of making you clear, making your concept clear. Okay, so by this meantime, I hope that your concept is clear. If not, please let me know in the comment section, and it is really important for me to make your concept clear. Okay, so signing out for now fellas. Have a nice day. stay awesome, stay cool. Best of luck for your exam, and as always, peace with chemistry.